Hey folks, it's Mira, Dessy, the ingredient guru, and I am here today with a very special guest for you. I cannot wait to introduce you to Susie Grace. She is the founder of this amazing company, Valor. They have a fabulous skincare lotion that I really love, and as the ingredient guru, of course, part of the reason I love it is because those ingredients are easy to read and easy to understand, but we're going to let her talk more about all of that. Susie, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Mira. Thank you for having me. I'm so excited.
Yeah. So first of all, I have to tell you, one of the things I love about your product is that it smells fabulous and it feels great. I've already put some on, but I'll put more on today. It just goes on really well. It's really smooth. And I really believe I've been using this since you went into my subscription box several months ago, and my skin is just amazing. There's like a lot of little redness that's going away and stuff. So can you talk about, like, is that from some of the herbs that are in here or different things like your formulation?
Yeah, so all of the ingredients that go into that's the everyday face lotion are there for a reason. It's for us. It's not to help the product sit on the shelf any longer. And so I chose some of the main ingredients, like calendula is in there. And the way calendula is in there is that it's the water portion's made into a tea with calendula. So herbs are just cooked, and the benefit gets put into the water. And calendula is good for as an anti-inflammatory. And so that's, like I wanted all of my products, but this was my first product that I made to just kind of help our skin, work with our skin, and not fight what our skin might be experiencing. So calendula is just a great flower, dried flower to use. And then I used also jojoba, which jojoba oil is the oil that's closest to our actual skin sebum, which is our skin's oil. So basically that's an oil that, our face doesn't have to get to know and learn how to work with it. So that's going to lessen the actual inflammative things in our skin, which might be causing the red, or any kind of like rosacea or kind of redness in the skin. But I actually started formulating this, and I probably had like 30 ingredients initially when I first started with this
Wow.
particular product. And then I was like, okay, that's a bit much, and what can I take away but still have a really great product that really is just this light, extremely moisturizing, but really like sinks into your skin very well and just kind of like brings like the beauty forward, and so that's what kind of are to answer your question.
That's very cool. And like I said, I love it. It's an amazing everyday lotion because it is light and refreshing, but it feels good. So can you talk about why, there are so many companies out there doing skincare, so many different lotions and moisturizers and potions and all kinds of things. Like, what brought you, because you said this was your first product, what brought you to create this?
The brand in general, or just that lotion?
Well, both, but let's start with the lotion and then we'll talk about the company.
Yeah. So the lotion, I guess, is just, I fell in love with making products, and the more I researched, so like I actually work on a research team, and I am just so fascinated about learning what was in each ingredient would be. Both in the products I previously used and then this product. So what is it? What are the benefits? And how can they work together so that they are collectively creating just a really great product for our skin? So yeah, I guess I wanted to make sure that each ingredient had a reason to be there. And that it would work with our skin.
And I think that's a really important point, because you're putting it in there for health benefit, not for longevity. So there's no colors in here to make it look a certain way. There's no artificial fragrances in here to try and make it smell a certain way. The preservatives and those kinds of things, like you've got some natural preservative in here. And so I personally appreciate that, because I know that what we put on our skin gets into our body.
Yeah. And also there's a lot of times we look at skincare, especially our face lotion, as like, what can it do for just right now? We put it on and we think that it's going to, or we're marketed that it's going to make us look like whatever these pictures at the drugstore tell us they're going to look like. But really, we need to be putting stuff on our skin that's going to help sustain our skin essentially for the rest of our lives. So like you were saying, like it does get absorbed into our skin, but then also our skin needs nutrients as well as the rest of our body too. So what can be like, as I was making this product, I was like, what can I put into this product so that our skin's getting all of those nutrients and all of the vitamins that it needs as well as our body needs, so so it was just kind of a different approach. Instead of just looking at skincare as a beauty regimen, it's more like, how can I help people take care of themselves?
That's cool. So can you talk about how you came to start the company? Like, what was your founding story? How did you get to start doing this?
Yeah. So about 4 years ago, I was, unfortunately had lost a pregnancy. I was 7 months pregnant, and I had a stillbirth. It's daughter, and I was very healthy at the time, and I've always been a very healthy person and aware of everything I ate and put on my body, but I didn't read ingredients. And while I was still pregnant, I had used this really great, what I thought was a really great exfoliator that right when I put it on my skin, I was like, I had this feeling that maybe I shouldn't have done that. And I emailed the company and they never emailed me back. And then I lost the pregnancy, and that was at the top of my list as far as what happened. And all the conventional doctors, no one had an explanation for what happened. And that like gut feeling of like, maybe it was what was in that skincare product. And so through my grieving period, I just started researching ingredients, what was in the stuff that I used. And then I'd go to like Target and spend hours in the aisles just reading it with my phone, like, what does that mean? What does that mean? Yeah. And why is that there? And oh my God, who regulates this? And then finding out no one regulates it. And then, so I started making my own products. And initially it started with just like olive oil, beeswax, and water. And then as I researched and found new ingredients and new oils and new extracts and all of that, I started just kind of making not such a heavy, and pasty cream, though that's great too, just olive oil, beeswax, and water is great. But it's just kind of like, I probably have over 100 different versions of this everyday lotion that from that beginning. So but to get back to the story, I just decided that I wanted to make my own products. And then as I started to like them myself, I started passing them out to my friends and family, and they're like, I actually really like this. And then I just was like, you know what? I want to help everybody. I can't believe, if potentially, if these ingredients have maybe caused me my hardship, like this is just sitting in our bodies and it shouldn't be there. And no one's regulating it, and the government is regulating it, or our government. So I was just like, I want to make natural products that can help people take care of themselves, essentially.
So really, it was a way to support the people that you loved.
Yeah.
And also get away from the high toxic burden that a lot of our everyday care brings to us, unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunate. And we don't, like, you go into like a Target or a big store, and if I remember being just, people don't realize what goes into these products. We just say, oh, you know, my hands are dry, I'm going to put on some products, and they'll not feel as dry. And we just trust, right? Kind of just as humans, we just trust everything. And then I got to a point, like, because of what happened, I didn't trust anymore, which was, you know, like, unfortunate, but at the same time, it kind of opened my eyes to, I should be reading the ingredients. You know, I should be like making sure that what I'm putting on my body as well as in my body is clean and is taking care of myself, you know, so it's up to me to take care of myself.
And I think it's challenging too, because unfortunately a lot of, you know, the products that are out there, like you said, people just trust, and there are so many different versions. And so often for a lot of people, it comes down to like, which one smells a certain way,
Yes.
or does it make a certain, you know, health washing claim that we buy into. And, you know, I know as the ingredient guru, I talk to people all the time about what's in and on their food, but they, you know, and people don't always flip around those boxes and packages to read the label. I'm pretty convinced that when it comes to personal care, very few people, even fewer people, read the label.
Right.
And so that's really challenging.
Yeah. And there's a 1% rule of companies don't have to disclose anything under 1% of the formulation. So a lot of times, which is another level of like, there's a portion of what's in these products isn't even on a label, you know, so there's trusting a company that has your, like, a user's best intentions is really like where I've taken my like personal journey to go, you know, like that 1% rule is wild to me.
Yeah, no, that's, you know, that's kind of unbelievable, because there are so many ways that they can get around labeling things. And
Yeah.
I think the other challenge is that most of us, we look at certain things and we don't really know what they are. And so that makes it even harder to understand, because it's sort of this very long, complicated name. and we're like, what is that? You know? And we don't think about the fact, I remember reading a statistic once, and I'll have to look it up so I can put it in the notes below, but the amount of chemicals that the average woman puts on her body immediately after showering, I want to say it's something like 60 different chemicals, from, you know, all of her hair products, her makeup, her skincare, her everything, deodorant, all of that. And it adds up to a lot.
Yes.
So, to, you know, to have something that's nice and clean and that's understandable and easy to make, great.
Yeah.
I'm really glad that you, I mean, and the thing is, I love this. I have to say, you went into the very first box that we put together, and it was like a personal care and pampering box, and the feedback has been wonderful, simply because it is so good. And so many people are like, oh, my skin feels better, redness is gone, just like, and so that's really great. Can you tell us where the name Valor came from?
Yeah, so Valor has a 2-part meaning for the reason I called my company that. As I was creating these products and before I decided to actually launch the company, I was listening to a Tim Ferriss podcast with Terry Crews. And Terry Crews was just an incredible speaker, you know, and he just kept going on and on about having the courage about what to do, what you're here to do, you know, like be you, do what you're here to do. And I just like, I was like getting really pumped up. Like, yeah, it was just really like resonating with me. I felt like Terry Crews was actually like talking right to me. And so, so courage, I kept thinking, yeah, I need to have the courage, and maybe I should call my skincare company Courage. And then I pulled out my little thesaurus book and I looked for other words for courage, and I found Valor, which I didn't know really what Valor, I've never seen it before. But then when I looked up the meaning of Valor, it was a kind of like a form of courage, but to put on your courage. And it is just like usually there's a lot of different meanings for it, but going into battle or putting it on and having the courage to go out into it. I kind of took it as like into your day. Yeah. So I felt like, so I was like, okay, Valor, you know, like I need the courage to take the next step and start this company and be what I'm like, go into what I'm supposed to be doing here, which is helping people take care of themselves. But then also for people that use the products, they can have that courage that the products they're putting on themselves, they can feel the confidence that it's only good ingredients, but then also give them courage to be themselves and go out into their day. So it was kind of like a double meaning for me and for everyone that uses it, you know, just to have that that courage with them everywhere they go.
That's really lovely. I like that.
Yeah.
So what other kinds of products do you have for people? And is it fun to create products? Like, or
Mira,
is it like a slog because it takes so many iterations to get to the final product?
I absolutely love it. So, and that's when I had the question of like, you know, I need the courage to go do it. I love it so much. I get this like childlike giddiness when I see the ingredients emulsify and turn into like from the oil, the water, and all the ingredients, and they blend into this beautiful white creamy substance. Is like it means a lot to me. It's just so cool. You can see one thing turn into another just through the process of what it needs to go through chemically to change to be able to bind with each other. So to answer your question, I absolutely love formulating. I want to keep making just more and more products because it's just so cool. And I love researching too. Like right now I'm really into burdock root as far as a tea. Mm-hmm. But then also how can I apply that to skincare too? Because there's a lot of zinc in it. And so anyways, that's something I'm into lately. But I do have I have a face cleanser that is a very gentle face cleanser. And I came out with this a couple months ago. And it's non-stripping, and it's more of an oil cleanser, but it's not just oils. It's actually really creamy. And then I have these round amber pieces in it to help with a mechanical exfoliation. So that's another product I have. And I'm also right now too, the burdock root. With the burdock root, I'm working on a toner.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and one thing, like I love witch hazel, but witch hazel always comes with alcohol. And alcohol is so drying and stripping of our natural skin barrier. So I'm working on a skin toner that has a bunch of herbs and witch hazel, but no alcohol in it, and trying to kind of round out the face cleanser, face lotion, and the toner, kind of like a system kind of type thing. So. And then also I'm a big water sports person. That's another thing I like to do besides formulating. And I'm working on a product too called a sunshade, not a sunscreen, with just for the summertime to help protect non-nano zinc. And then also an after sun. So if you forget your sunshade or your sunblock, or forget to wear your shirt, some good things that you can put onto your skin to help the burns.
So Valor is all about armoring people up to protect their skin.
Yeah.
That's
awesome. Yeah.
Well, Susie, it's been really great to talk to you, and thank you so much for your time and your amazing product. I will put a little more information in the notes down below, but folks, this is Valor and it's amazing, and I do encourage you to get some. So thank you so much for your time, and I'm sure we'll talk again soon. I can't wait to continue to watch what you're up to.
Thanks, Mira. Thank you for your time. It's great.
Take care.
Okay, bye.